Okay, so I'm back again. Sorry about that. I seem to have been recording by default, at least on YouTube, into my laptop's internals microphone um, rather than the Samsung CR1U Pro microphone that I've bought specifically to improve the audio of my YouTube videos. And I'm also recording this on the Logitech HD Pro C920 webcam rather than on the camera that I've been using for the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 years by now. Also, currently drinking can't really see that, Warsteiner beer, just because why not? And it's a Saturday, so why not try it? Rather nice. Anyway, so this is just a sort of status update for what's going on with like my YouTube channel and whatnot. As you probably see from the thumbnail, um, I'm using the last of daylight at the moment, so I apologize if the lighting is a bit iffy. I will get that issue resolved soon, and I'll get some proper lighting stuff sorted as soon as possible. Like I said, just a quick update as to what's been going on, and why I've been away, and my sporadic upload schedule, and not really uploading a lot of content with regards to YouTube over the past sort of 8 or 9 months or so, probably longer than that by now. Um, Basically, as you all know, because I've been sort of posting about it when I've been doing updates and stuff. It's a combination of just real life stuff in general, to be honest, because just real life stuff has unfortunately had to take precedence over doing the fun things that I enjoy doing, such as, doing YouTube videos, reading comics, reviewing comics, playing video games, etc. So real life is unfortunately getting in the way of that, but it won't be hopefully for much longer. And like I said, I've decided to really sort of not really up my game, but up my game in terms of the audio, especially because for the past 3 or 4 years or so, for those of you that have seen my tweet that I pinned onto my profile page yesterday, I've actually been using this, which is the Sony Sony Cybershot DSC-H X10 or something like that. I put the actual model on the tweet itself anyway. So I apologize for subjecting you all to that particular webcam, microphone on the camera for the past 3 years. So I do apologize for that. But as with anybody on YouTube, as they'll obviously attest, if you've been on here long enough, it's a learning curve. At the end of the day, you're not going to get everything right the first time. At the end of the day, it's just a learning curve. It's a learning process. I mean, had I known back then when I got this camera what I know now about obviously recording audio through a dedicated audio recording source like an external microphone, and actually using something like a webcam with hopefully just as good video quality as the camera I've been using, then I would have done that sooner. But like I said, it's a process you have to put up with. Actually, if I lean back, I don't think I've got to kind of stay in shadow at the minute because the microphone is a cardioid polar pattern microphone, so I have to be in reasonable close proximity to the microphone to pick up the audio. Let me know actually how it all sounds. I'm just gonna pop onto Twitter a second via my phone just because I can't. Yep. Sorry, guys, just bear with me 1 second. Anyway, just check Twitter just to see if anybody has retweeted the fact that I've gone live for the first time and doing a live stream and whatnot. Anyway, so like I said, obviously use the equipment and stuff that I'm using now, which I will be using for the foreseeable future. So I'll be using this particular microphone, the webcam, which you can't see because it's propped up on my laptop. So I will be using that. I'll get some dedicated lighting to put it in the corner and hopefully light myself a bit better than what I'm using at the moment, because although I've got lateral daylight behind me, as you can see, I'm a bit restricted in terms of the space level at the moment, but I'll try and get like a like a little hanging light or something and do it that way. Actually, if I just cover your ears for 1 second. Okay, I don't know if that's done anything to the audio. I've just taken the pop filter off to see if the audio isn't muffled or anything. And in fact, why am I speculating when I can monitor it myself? Sorry, bear with me a sec. I got a mess of cables here. Right, hang on a sec. This is not a professional live stream, ladies and gentlemen, as you've obviously seen, because I've got a mess of cables here and I'm trying to feed one through so I can get to the headphones that I'm using for the live monitoring on this microphone. Right. Let's try this again. Okay, so this is what the microphone sounds like without the pop filter. Sounds okay to me, but if I pop this back on, sorry, 1 second. Oh, God. Sorry if any of you is listening or watching this and there was a bit of a crack in the audio, then I do apologize. Yeah, enough dilly-daddling around. Let's just get to the point of the video. Like I said, update in terms of what's been going on. Real life stuff's been getting in the way for a while for YouTube videos, but now that I've upgraded to some actual dedicated proper equipment, well, not proper, but upgraded equipment, so to speak, I will be doing more videos like this, most likely, until I get a dedicated camera in the form of a DSLR. So there's that. In terms of keeping up with comic books, I've fallen off the bandwagon, so to speak, just because there's so many titles out there at the moment. I was sort of becoming a pure DC fan in terms of the big two companies, because I was reading a lot of the Rebirth titles and still am keeping up with some of them for the most part. The ones that I'm really enjoying. Nightwing, Green Arrow, Batman Detective Comics, the main Batman title, Super Sons, even though that unfortunately finished because it was cancelled way too soon. Although I don't know, it's kind of like a team up book, but I mean, it finished around issue 15 or 16, which is a bit of a shame because that was a really, really good series, showcasing obviously the growing relationship between Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent, or the sons of Batman and Superman, respectively. In terms of what else I've been sort of up to off of YouTube and everything, I've actually been playing a lot of this, which is the newest iteration of the God of War series, which is absolutely phenomenal. And if you've not played it, then you absolutely need to, because it's absolutely fantastic. Watching a lot of people's playthroughs of it as well, which people seem to really enjoy, particularly Jacksepticeye's live stream of it when it came out initially. His particular live stream is really, really good, really, really fun. And also his reaction at the end when you see the actual full ending and the reveal as to who Atreus, or Kratos' son Atreus, actually is, as well as the ending, or the secret ending, quote unquote, with regards to who we're going to be facing next in the next God of War game, which will be technically God of War 6, even though this is technically a soft reboot, quote unquote. But it should really be titled God of War 4 because it picks up directly after the end of the last God of War, which was God of War 3. So yeah, absolutely phenomenal game, and I cannot recommend it highly enough. In terms of movies I've been to see Avengers Infinity War twice. Absolutely phenomenal film. I've been to see Deadpool 2. That was absolutely fantastic as well. Really enjoyed it. Not as good as the first one, in my opinion, in terms of the pure laugh out loud humor moments, but there was a lot more references to obviously the X-Men and X-Books, and obviously various X-Men characters and locations and that kind of thing. So that was really fun. Really interested to see where the iteration of X-Force goes from here on out. Maybe they might do an X-Force spin-off film from the Deadpool series. Who knows? Or maybe they might just put the X-Force team into Deadpool 3. If it makes enough money and if there's enough of a fan demand, and I know Ryan Reynolds will probably be absolutely on board with doing another Deadpool film. Still holding out hope for the Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, and Deadpool team up film, but that'll probably never happen. But fingers crossed, touch wood, something will happen eventually, I hope. Although if you take Logan into account, he's not liable to come back from that at the end of the day. And that would really demean the end of the film and really diminish it, because that film was absolutely fantastic. And the ending, or the very end scene, spoilers, by the way, if you've not seen it, but when Logan dies at the end, I did generally get a bit choked up. That was a really, really good film. Thoroughly enjoyed it. In fact, probably I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this opinion, but I think the performance by Jackman in Logan is, without a doubt, in my mind, his best performance as Wolverine since he's been portraying the character since back in the first Bryan Singer directed X-Men film back in, I want to say between 2000 and 2002, give or take. Got a funny feeling it was 2001, but I might be wrong about that. So if I am, I do apologize. But yeah. Also went to Cardiff Film and Comic Con a couple of weeks back. It's not that it wasn't as enjoyable. I went by myself anyway, because a lot of the people that I see there who go there regularly, I'm friends with anyway. So anybody that's on the scene, so to speak, on the weekend of the Comic Con, I tend to say hello to anyway. So I didn't see as many people there that I normally see in terms of my circle of close convention friends, if you will. But still really really enjoyable experience going to the convention. Not as packed as it normally was, or that it has been over the past few years, I should say. I think maybe the guest caliber might have something to do with that, and also the fact that they've finally gotten the layout correct again, for the Comic-Con itself, where they've got all of the writers and the artists, or the comic writers and the artists, I should say, on the very same ground floor as all the vendors and the sellers in the convention. So you've got obviously all the comics being sold and everything, and then towards the end of the ground floor, where they normally showcase all the actors and everything, they've actually delegated tables now to the actual writers and artists as well, rather than having them stashed away in a room upstairs out the way, and essentially away from the very people that want to see them, whether it's for photos or just a quick chat or a handshake, and just to say that you appreciate their work, or whether it's to get stuff signed, or get some some original artwork commissioned, that kind of thing. Speaking of which, took me about 4 or 5 years, but I've finally gotten my, hang on if I can get that in frame. Hang on, sorry about the glare. See if I can. There we go. So that's my Death's Head 2 that I've had commissioned by Simon Williams of Incredible Hulk fame, from the Marvel UK side of things. So that's his original artwork. And if I can, sorry about the glare again, this is actually in a glass frame, so I do apologize. But there in the corner is Simon's signature. So I got this done a few years ago, and I've only just now or recently got around to getting it framed. But still, does look really good in that kind of frame, I think. So eventually I'll get it mounted to a wall and, put it on display and whatnot. But for now, it's okay as it is. Just sat in the frame, just not doing anything. Yeah. So moving on to the future plans and updates type thing. For those of you who've seen Cameo Reader 1717's video, she's gradually she's not moving away from comic books, but she's recentering the focus of her channel to be on her retro video gaming being brought more to the forefront, rather than just focus focusing solely on the uh, on the comic books and everything. So that's interesting, and it's always enjoy Cammy's content anyway. So I'll always watch it regardless. Speaking of which, in regards to refocusing a channel's content and purpose, etc., I'm going to be doing something similar. Not so much in the form of retro video gaming just yet, although I do have a particular system in mind to start collecting for once I have the console itself. But more on that probably at a later date. I'm going to be going into reviewing or I don't want to say reviewing slash discussing slash having a conversation, well, with you guys, probably in a live stream, but maybe in pre-recorded content when I record it from the camera, and then I'll upload it and then have a conversation with you guys in the comment section, as I normally do. So I'm going to be discussing films and whatnot. So it's not going to be just obviously comic books. It's going to be any film in general, really, to be honest, provided it sparks my interest, and I'll do a video about it. That's not a problem at all. Similar thing with TV series. There's a fair few TV series I want to cover and I want to talk about. One of which, or a couple of which, obviously being the Netflix TV shows. So Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, The Defenders, which is obviously an amalgamation of all four. Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, yeah, Jessica Jones, yeah. That's the culmination of the bringing together of those four heroes in the form of the Defenders TV show. So I want to talk about those. There's also a spin-off series to the Sons of Anarchy TV show coming up, which is the Mayans spin-off, which is directed by Kurt Singer. No, I don't know. I can't pronounce the guy's last name, but it's the same guy who directed the entire show for Sons of Anarchy. So that's going to be really interesting. There's a few others as well I want to talk about. Legion on FX, which is a X-Men spin-off show. Also want to talk about The Gifted, because that again is more comic book type stuff, and it's another TV show that I've heard a lot of good things about, especially from the guys over at the We Are the Hulk podcast, which I'll leave a link to their Twitter account and their Spotify link to their podcast episodes down below in the description. One of the very first ones I listened to of theirs was their review of The Last Jedi when that came out. I was actually listening to that while on the train down to Cardiff to do a bit of shopping, and luckily I didn't miss my train, but I was listening to the rest of the podcast on my walk around town as I was going around Cardiff and doing a bit of window shopping. Fantastic podcast, two fantastic people. They bounce really well off each other, on the podcast, and they've got a really good chemistry together. And they do a really, or their review of The Last Jedi in particular was very in depth, but without going into spoiler territory necessarily so soon into the podcast. They did obviously talk about some spoilerous stuff later, but they didn't spoil it for anybody who just wanted to listen to the spoiler-free part of the podcast. So that's definitely a podcast I recommend. Like I said, I'll leave it all in the description when I finish the live stream. I don't really know how far or how long I'm going to live stream for. It's just a test, really, just to see what the audio sounds like and what the video quality sounds like on the C920. I have to say the quality is really, really impressive. I think I'm shooting at 1080p. I think it's 30 FPS, I think. Even if it isn't, even if it's 60, brilliant. But if it's just 30, then that's fine by me. But the face tracking or the motion detection on this is actually really good. Like I said, I have to keep in close proximity to this microphone because it's a cardioid pattern. So that's why I'm getting so close to the microphone. Hopefully the pop shield or the windshield that I have on here is hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, eliminating any plosives or any spikes or peaks in the audio. So I do apologize if the audio isn't great. But if it's a bit muffled, let me know in the comments, and I'll hey, we got a watcher. We got Exile State Comics. How you doing, man? Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Yeah. like I said, let me know in the comments what the video and the audio quality is like. Just a recap for the one person that's watching because you're a bit late into the podcast into the live stream. My fault. I should have probably broadcast this a bit more. I only tweeted about it. I should have probably put it on Facebook and my Google Plus page for my YouTube channel. So basically, it's just a quick update in terms of the channel and whatnot. The reason why I've been away, just real life getting in the way of everything as normal, which is a pain in the backside, but it's one of those things that you have to put up with, unfortunately. I'm just going to reply to the comment I had on the stream. Bear with me 1 second. I'm typing one-handed, so not exactly easy. There we are. So I've just said hello to Ecuador State. So if you're watching, mate, really appreciate it. If you're listening to me at the same time as I just typed that message to say hello, sorry about that. Just want to make sure that everyone's on the same page. So basically, just to recap what I was saying, I want to get back into doing videos on a regular basis, and that's why I purchased the equipment that I have in question for capturing the audio specifically, which is the Samsung CL1U Pro studio condenser microphone, which you see in front of me, which got the windshield on it at the moment. For the video, I'm using the Logitech HD Pro C920 webcam at the moment. I have to say, from testing this out for the past couple of hours, it's really, really good. In terms of the video quality, I think. The only thing that's killing it a little bit is the fact that I'm trying to use natural daylight, but because of the way my laptop is positioned, because it's on my desk, which is away from the natural sunlight, it's not exactly easy to use natural daylight. What I'll do, I'll try and get like a little mounted light or something on the top of the shelf here, or maybe a desk lamp and put it in the corner. And try and light myself better that way. To use more of it's a white light, so it's a natural light. It's a daylight light, but it's one of the brighter ones. I think they start at like 500 watts or something like that. I'm not really sure I think, is wattage a thing over in the States? Of course it is, because, it's electrical stuff. I think it's the same all over the world pretty much. But anyway, so I'll get the lighting stuff sorted. It's just, like I said, it's just a quick update video to see, what everyone's been up to and just get everyone on the same page in terms of, what I've been up to, and where I plan on going with the channel and everything. So I'm still going to be talking about comic books and everything. I'm still going to be reviewing them and whatnot. But I'm also going to be diverging into other things or other forms of entertainment media. So TV shows, films, possibly some video games as well. Maybe some let's plays or some walkthroughs. I don't know just yet. I need to get the streaming stuff or the streaming equipment sorted for that first. But I may do some sort of video game discussion / review video series on, particular games that I have, or maybe do a review on each of the games I have in my collection, whether it be for the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 4. And also I may do a similar thing for the games that I have on my gaming laptop, which I've got the Logitech webcam mounted to at the moment. I may do a review on each of the games that I have in my Steam library as well at some point. So that might be something that maybe some people might be interested in seeing. Yeah, not a lot really been happening in terms of just real life stuff. Like I said, unfortunately, it's had to take precedence because the job market at the moment is not easy. It's not an easy thing to find a job, unfortunately. Not recently, within the last sort of 2 or 3 months, I stopped working at CEX, which is a retail store which specializes in secondhand bits and pieces, so ranging from technology to video games to DVDs, that kind of thing, because it was a temporary position. Even though I did think or hope if I put in enough work and if I worked hard enough, they would have kept me on full time. But the way they rationalized it made sense. I didn't argue with it. That was fair enough. So I've just yesterday had an interview for a receptionist position in a local hotel down in Cardiff, which is the local big town that I'm about half an hour away from on the train. So I'm waiting to hear back from the manager of that particular position. Also, on the flip side of that, speaking of job interviews, I've got a job interview lined up for ASDA on Monday for a store colleague's position. So that is hopefully something that will bear fruit, provided I, give a good enough interview and put myself forward in a positive way enough. So fingers crossed, that will go well. So that's why, like I said, with the upload schedule being as sporadic as it has been, to be honest. And also at the same time, I don't know if this might sound like a cardinal sin to everybody or anybody that watches this later on, once I've uploaded it. But I think, to be honest, I got to the point where making videos just really started to seem like busy work, like just like an extra job, rather than something that I was doing for fun and doing for enjoyment and doing as an outlet for my hobby, which is still obviously collecting, reading, and reviewing comics, etc. So that was I watched the video. I can't remember the title of it. Who did it? Downward Thrust. He's a guy who specializes in video games. Especially. He put it brilliantly, saying that sometimes too much of a good thing, even too much of your favorite hobby, can be a bad thing, and you can experience burnout. I think, to be honest, that was what I was suffering from when the whole upload schedule, in combination with the fact that, real life had to take precedence and everything. I think I just got burnt out on making videos for a while. And then I just sort of took a break for a bit and then, still consumed everybody's content as best I could because there's not enough hours in the day to watch everyone's videos. But I am keeping up with everyone's videos slowly but surely. And maybe not. This make me sound like a terrible YouTuber. I'm not commenting as much as I used to or as much as I should be. But I am watching everyone's videos, leaving likes and sharing them on Twitter and whatnot to get some, get them some extra, exposure, that kind of thing. Only just realized the night before last, you can actually tag Twitter users in when you share a video on YouTube. On Twitter, you get the link pop up and the title of the video, as you probably all know if you've done it already. You can actually tag the user in the tweet saying, check out, I don't know, Reader 1717's latest, excuse me, sorry, too much beer. You can actually tag people in the tweets with regards to, what's in their content and stuff. So, yeah, that was a new thing I discovered on Twitter the night before last, and I've been on there for 4 or 5 years, give or take. And I've only just now realized you can actually tag Twitter users in the sharing of their YouTube content, assuming that they're on Twitter as well, obviously. So that was interesting and a bit of a moment. And I did actually put a tweet out saying that moment when you realize you can tag Twitter users in the sharing of their YouTube content. And I put a GIF of Homer Simpson shouting "Doe" just because I felt like an absolute numpty when I realized that. Like I said, not a lot's been happening. So job interviews, channel update, video content ideas. What else do I want to talk about? Trying to think. Oh yeah. If you've missed the Exiles Day, if you're still watching, bit of Comic Con a couple of weeks ago. To Cardiff Film Comic Con. Really good event as always. Not purely, but mostly because of the fact that a lot of my friends on the convention scene that I see on a yearly basis were pretty much all there. So I got to see everyone again, which was always really fun. The venue organizers finally managed to get the layout of the event sorted again, back to what it originally was when I initially started going back in 2014, whereby what they have now is, or at least they hopefully will have for the foreseeable future anyway. Actually, sorry, it's just sunlight getting in my eyes. They finally fixed the layout whereby they've got all the vendors of the comic books and everything on the ground floor, and they've also got the comic book writers and artists still back on the ground floor rather than having them on in a separate room upstairs, tucked away out of the way, and being essentially excluded from, the very people that they're there to see. Comic book fans, whether it be, photos or signatures or getting, original art commissioned or, that kind of thing. So they finally fixed the layout again. For anybody who might have missed it, it's taken me about, sorry, dust. It's taken me about 4 years, but I finally got my, finally got my Death's Head 2 original artwork by Simon Williams, framed. So you can see there's size signature there. So finally got that framed. So that's pretty much one of my pride and joys of going to Comic-Con. I really should do the same for my John Constantine, David Lloyd original artwork that I've got still tucked away in a folder under my desk here. So I got that to frame as well. And I've also got a couple of prints from Simon Williams as well, from 2014, that I need to frame as well. So I'll probably go back to HMV at some point and get some more frames for those. Like I said, apologies for the backdrop and everything. It's just, unfortunately, because of the layout and the size of my room. Sorry. There we go. Again, the motion tracking on this camera, this webcam is fantastic. Sorry for the static kind of freezing there for a second. So I can go back to HMV at some point and pick up some more frames and get those done. And I'll probably put I'll probably put a picture of it on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and that kind of thing. What else has been going on? I've updated my channel art about a month or two ago. I don't know if anybody's noticed, probably. But I'm really, really happy with that channel art. I really, really like it. The channel banner, I love it. I got it commissioned actually on Fiverr, fiverr.com. It's a really great place to find indie entrepreneurs and creative individuals if you want something done for YouTube. So whether it's channel art, whether it's your YouTube avatar, or if it's an intro or an outro, or video editing or audio editing, really, really great place to find stuff like that. Also my animated stinger video, which is going to be my sort of intro, 20-second intro for my YouTube content for the foreseeable future. That was also another separate gig that I got done on Fiverr. The YouTube avatar that I've got at the moment, which is me in cartoon form in my Mad Catz TV t-shirt and my Mad Catz beanie, which I've got on at the moment because my hair is in absolute state, so that's why I'm wearing a beanie indoors. So yeah, that was done by 71 artists on Twitter. They specialize in creating cartoon drawings and avatars for people. I specifically requested the dimensions for YouTube. Sorry, too much gas from the beer. Also, fun fact: the Warsteiner that I'm drinking at the moment, it's a German beer. For those of you who don't know, and I actually won a crate of it on a competition on Twitter a couple of months ago, and I've been drinking them slowly but surely ever since. I got a crate of 24 bottles, I think, give or take. So, yeah. Actually, let me just slide out the file and see if I can see how well the camera picks up the prints. I'll show you guys something. So, oh God. Hold on a second. Now, if I put those to the side, they're going to stay still? Yes. So, this, oh God, the glare on that is terrible. Apologies for the sunlight. Give again, filming in natural daylight. So that is my John Constantine sketch by David Lloyd. Still in its protective sleeve that I bought from Comic-Con when I had it drawn. I believe the Death's Head to Simon actually charged me 10 quid for that, or £10 in or 10 Great British pounds in the UK. I think Dave charged me 15, I think, give or take. Again, this was a few years ago. So, hey, Scott, how you doing, man? Great to see you. Sorry if the audio peaked then for a second. I was just ecstatic to see one of my my YouTube buddies in the comments. How you doing, man? Just giving a sorry. Just giving everyone an update in terms of what's been going on, and also been showing off a few bits and pieces for anyone who's interested. Here's a, oh God, excuse the sunlight. That is a Thor print by Simon Williams of Marvel UK fame, who's actually quite a good friend of mine, actually. Oddly enough, we both had a pull list at the same comic shop. And that's how we actually started talking, because the day before Comic-Con back in 2014, which would have been the Friday, I was talking about the fact that I was going to go to Comic-Con, because bear in mind, I'd never been to one before, so this was the first convention I'd ever gone to. So I said to him, "Oh, are you going to be there?" Just out of idle curiosity. I thought he was going just as a participant, as a consumer or a customer, if you will. He said, "Yeah, but I'm going to have my own table there. So if you want me to do anything for you tonight, like in terms of a drawing or anything for some original artwork, let me know." And I said, "Oh, do you reckon you can do a Death's Head too from Marvel UK?" "Yeah, all right, yeah, I'll do that for you, not a problem." And I thought he was just going to be like a face drawing. I didn't think it was going to be a full body sketch. When I showed up the next day to collect it and pay him for it. But yeah, it was just phenomenal in terms of what the guy could do in like 12 hours. In fact, oh, hang on, Scott, I'll bring it back up and I'll show you. Again, excuse the reflection and the glass and everything. This is currently in a glass frame at the moment. So there's my, I don't know, well, this is picking it up. Oh God, the glare. Sorry. There we go. There's my Death's Head 2 that I had done a few years back, and there's Sai's signature over there in the corner. So that was the original art piece that I got done a few years ago. And that cost me 10 quid or 10 Great British pounds, which is not a lot when you consider how much work he must have, you could see the amount of work he put into it. I thought he was going to charge me more, but he didn't. And the fact that it was a full body sketch as well, I was genuinely shocked when I picked it up, because I thought, I don't think I specified to him what I even wanted, to be honest. I just assumed it would be like I said, a face sketch, and that was it. So that was a nice surprise when I picked that up. There's another, oh God, sunlight again. Sorry. Hang on. No, it's not helping. Hang on. There's another of Sai's Thor prints that he's done from the for the a retro Thor from like the 70s, 80s, most likely. But yeah, there's a, hang on. Sorry, the sun is really not helping. Hang on a second. Let me put a curtain down. Hang on a sec. Right, let's try this again. So, it's not going to show. There we are. Little bit of glare. Sorry about that, but that's the That's the retro Thor that I got done as well. This was a pre-printed print that I got from Simon at the same time. Do I have anything? I think I got something else in here as well. What else is in here? Oh, that's the it's the receipt for the sleeves that I put the artwork in when I bought it. When I bought everything. So yeah, those are the some of the prints and the artwork that I had done a few years ago. Just something interesting to show off. So for anybody that's still watching, still going to be doing. I feel like I'm going to seem like a broken record to everybody now. So sorry about this. Film reviews, TV shows, video games, that kind of thing. That's where I'm going to take the channel. Going to take it in a different direction slightly. I'm still going to do comic books and still review them, still talk about them at length and probably at nauseum at this point. But yeah, still going to do that. Like I said, this was only meant to be a quick test and an update to the channel, and obviously give you guys an idea of I'm still alive, I'm still around, I'm still watching everybody's content. I'm still on Twitter every day, pretty much all day. Still tweeting stuff. I'm still always around. So I haven't gone anywhere. I've not quit YouTube or anything like that. Just like I said, real life gets in the way of things, unfortunately, as always. But I think from here on out, I think I'm going to use this setup for the time being for YouTube. That being said, like I said, to XR State, I'm still going to get some lighting stuff up here to light myself better. Just because natural daylight, while fine, it's not exactly easy because the sunlight is actually coming from that direction, whereas the camera is based over in the corner because the laptop is in the corner here. So some lighting will probably fix that, no problem at all. So that will be my next port of call to get some lighting stuff sorted. But in terms of the video and the audio, hopefully it sounds fine. I'm monitoring the audio myself through the headphone jack, which offers zero latency monitoring on this particular microphone through these headphones. Sounds fine to me, but I don't know if I'm clipping or anything. I don't think so, because I would be showing on the microphone because it would be going red if I'm clipping. But yeah, let me know what the audio and the video is like. I don't know if I can edit it too much on YouTube, like on a live stream. I could probably boost the microphone's volume for the next stream or something. Maybe put it up to, I think it's on 75% ish now, give or take. Because this is a USB microphone, there's not really a lot I can do unless I go into the audio file in post in something like Audacity. Oh, Scott, brilliant. Thank you very much, brother. I really appreciate the feedback. So yeah, if this is fine as is, I'll just keep this setup and these settings at the moment and just keep doing this for the time being. Even if it's just, it's going to sound a bit lazy, but even if it's just doing live streams for a while until I can get stuff sorted in terms of, like an actual dedicated camera that I've got my eye on and that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm happy to do this. It's quick, it's easy. I haven't really got to do much. Just leave everything as it is and just go from there. Hopefully that doesn't make me sound like a bad YouTuber, but for the time being, I think I'm just gonna just do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick to doing live streams for a while. I think. Yeah. Live streams are the best, Scott. Yeah, especially yours with the last Green Lantern Cedric haul that you did a while back. That was fantastic. How was the convention? Motor City, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. You and Nate and Johnny and everyone went. You posted something about it on Twitter because you posted the fact that the gang's all there. What was the name of that convention? That's gonna bug me now. But yeah, hope you enjoyed yourselves at that convention anyway. If I'm ever stateside, I'd love to meet up with you guys and just talk comics all day. That would be fantastic. Cool, brilliant. Glad to hear it was great. Wow, I've been live streaming for about 45 minutes. I think this is the longest video I've ever done. It's only meant to be a quick update video, but when I start talking, I don't shut up. Oh boy. Um, is there anything else that I want to talk about? Oh, Scott, I don't know if you're a video gamer on the quiet, but if you've not played the latest God of War game, then yeah, absolutely play it. If you've got a PlayStation 4, you need to play it. It's phenomenal. It's one of the best games of 2018. And that's not me exaggerating, that's me just being totally honest. If something, I'll call a spade, you know what I'm like. I don't mince my words at all. Oh, Scott, mate, brilliant. If, like I said, if I'm ever stateside, I will gladly take you up on that offer, my friend. I really appreciate that. And again, if you're ever over this side of the pond and, if there's ever a convention going on that you fancy going to, whether it's the London one or which is the London Super Comic Con, I think it's called. It's the biggest. It's our version of San Diego Comic Con, essentially, for us Brits, if you will. So that's the London Comic Con, is our San Diego Comic Con for us, essentially. At least that's what I've been told, anyway. If you watch MAW 0001 or Mark's videos, he's gone to that convention a couple of times, and he's enjoyed himself for the most part from what he's been saying on his videos. The only reason I wouldn't, it's not that I don't want to go to the London one, excuse me, London, not speaking ill of anyone who lives in London or anybody from London or anything like that, but London is quite expensive. So you've got to weigh up, the tickets, the travel, the accommodation, the food, that kind of thing. But the God of War, yeah, is brilliant. It absolutely is. It's absolutely brilliant. It's the natural evolution of the series and of Kratos as a character that we didn't even know we wanted until we started playing it. Bearing in mind that I'm somebody that's played all of the original games and the two spin-offs as well. So I've played God of War 1, 2, and 3, and Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. So I've played all of them except Ascension, because Ascension is no, Ascension terrible. Not terrible. It didn't need to it didn't need to exist. It didn't need to happen. It told a story that we didn't really need to be told, because we already knew the story anyway. It sort of filled in a gap that didn't need to be filled in. It didn't need to exist. Which is unfortunate. But you can't have a run of great games and not have an occasional meh one. Um, what else have I been up to? Deadpool 2. Been to see that. Really, really good. Really enjoyed it. Personally, not as funny for me personally as the first one, but personal opinion. But fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Infinity War, phenomenal. I want to go and see it again. I've seen it twice already. But it's probably out of the cinema by now. It's probably going to be close to being out of the cinema soon. Because it's been in there a while. But if you've not seen it, go and see it. It's phenomenal. Josh Brolin. It's weird. He just does he does a fantastic job as both Cable and Thanos, but Thanos is easily his creme de la creme of the two performances. He just did a phenomenal job, as well as the guys at Weta Works or Weta Designs for bringing the character to life, because he's essentially a CGI generated character. Phenomenal job. One of the first people I will let know. Yeah, Scott, if you're ever this side of the pond, mate, and you want to, go to a convention or just hang out, go for food, talk comics, or just, shoot the breeze and just have a laugh and have fun, let me know, brother. Let me know. That would be fantastic. In fact, I did try to arrange something like this similar with all my fellow UK YouTubers a few years back, but it didn't happen. Probably did, obviously, due to real life commitments and whatnot. But I will. In fact, I'm going to branch the idea to Mark when I'll talk to him on Facebook later and see if we can arrange something for us UK Brits. Maybe Ghost Critic as well, and a few other people that I want to do a get together. I'm thinking Mark, well, both Marks. I'm thinking, what else am I thinking? I'm thinking 80 Starkey. I'm thinking Scott, Grade A Comics. What else am I thinking? Mr. I Talk Apple or Simon. So that's 5, 6, including me. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. Sorry, musing thoughts out loud, always better, but it's worse when you answer yourself back because apparently that's the first sign of madness. But who cares? Who cares? Yeah, yeah, I can see that, brother. I can see that from the way, just the way you describe, your friendship between, Nate and Johnny and CJ and everybody. It's just fantastic. I mean, the level of friendship between you guys, and not just the mentions that you give each other in videos, but when you've like traded each other books or you bought each other books and that kind of thing. It's fantastic. It's one of the best. You guys have just got some great chemistry together, whether on camera or off. To be honest, um, saying that, I would love to see a live stream from all of you guys at some point. Maybe discussing, I don't know, favorite favorite comic book villain of all time or something along those lines. Yeah, maybe a joint live stream between the four of you. That would be brilliant. But obviously, I know you're separated by locations and stuff. But yeah, that would be cool. Or if not, maybe a podcast and where you just do something like this, where you got, four webcams and four microphones. You know, um, it's yeah, that'd be something I'd be interested in seeing. Oh, speaking of, hang on, I don't know if the cable's going to stretch so far. Speaking of microphones, also picked up the, oh god, this is the, maybe I'd pull something off sometime. That would be fun. Yeah, definitely. I would watch that regardless. Speaking of microphones, I picked up the Rode SmartLav Plus, excuse me, lavalier microphone, a couple of weeks back for the sole purpose of improving my YouTube audio. Thing is with this lavalier mic though, it's designed to go into DSLR cameras, excuse me, and smartphones. So I've recorded some audio with this on my iPhone, and then I had a friend of mine edit it in Logitech. No, God, what was the name of the software you used? There's adverts for it all the time. Logi Pro or something like that. It's a music-based editing software. The full video and everything's on my channel. If anybody watching this wants to watch it or listen to it, just to get an idea of what the quality is like. But yeah, phenomenal little lavalier mic, and I cannot wait to start using that more often. Although I might just stick to this actually, because this is a hang on. Sorry about the peaking of the microphone then. See if I can pick this up and show you. So that's the that's the Samsung CR1U Pro microphone. Sorry. Sorry. If I blew the audio up, then if I blew anyone's speakers up, or if I made your ears bleed, then I do apologize with the plosives. That's expressly why I bought this windshield, to stop any plosives. But yeah, fantastic microphone so far, and I'm really impressed with it. Am I even picking any of this up? Yeah, I'm just checking. No, brilliant. I think I'm gonna leave it here. I think I'm just babbling at this point, to be honest. And showing off bits and pieces and pickups and art and that kind of thing. So hopefully this hasn't been a terrible first live stream for myself. Thank you everybody for watching. Scott, Running My Comics, XR State Comics. Thanks guys. Really appreciate you joining me. Yeah, let me know, people, when I've uploaded this on YouTube, if anybody can let me know in the comments below what the audio is like, just for some extra opinions, just to be sure. Then, yeah. Great to see you back, brother. Coming to see more. Yep, Scott, I will definitely be doing more videos, brother. Like I said, I'll get some bits and pieces sorted in terms of the lighting and stuff soon. I can pick up some lights pretty cheap anyway, so I can sort the lighting issue out. But I don't think this is actually all that bad. I mean, even in low light, which is essentially what this is, because I had tried to stop some of the glare from the sun. But yeah, I'm really impressed with it. I'm I'll be doing more live streams in the foreseeable future. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.